you may be wondering, maybe you're wondering, how do they get away with this? Right? How do they get away with this? Because the thing is, I'm looking at this, like this is terrible. What here is good? So there's a couple of aspects to this, right? Now the first thing you need to understand, okay, is there is absolutely no specific regulation for this industry, okay? There's no regulation. So financial transactions, investments and stuff like that are overseen by an organisation called the Financial Conduct Authority in the UK. But guess what? Because you're selling a commemorative coin, and remember, you're selling it as a collectible, but the goal is you're selling it as an investment without saying as much, right? You're cleverly suggesting it's an investment, but you're not saying it is. So for that reason, it doesn't fall under the regulation of the Financial Conduct Authority, okay? The only protections that are available are consumer protections that you would get on any other purchase, right? So like the right to a refund, if it's not as described, you know, you get your basic consumer protections, and that's it. Okay, that is it. Now, you may also be thinking as well, okay, well, if these coins, you're selling them at prices that are that much higher than what can be found online, like with a quick search there, you know, you saw I was bringing up prices for these coins, which were like less than what were being sold for. There's an easy answer to that. As I said earlier, the majority of people are boomers. The majority of people you're speaking to don't have access to the internet or don't know how to use the internet properly. And part of the whole sales process, because you became their account manager, you deal with their account and you try and get as much money out of them as you can, they'd have a trust in you. They would trust you. So that leaves them as putty in your hands. They believe the stuff that you say. So you can tell them. You can say, hey, look, this coin's sold out of the mint. You know in the back of your mind there's places you could get it if you really want to get it cheaper. But you don't tell them that. You go, oh yeah, well, the thing is, you know, I could guarantee this for you today. Even if they've seen it cheaper elsewhere, you might be like, I might not be in stock. And I'll do a deal for you. I'll take 50 quid off. And I'll do it on installments too. You know, you'd obviously position it in a way as part of the sales process. But, you know, you basically take advantage of the trust that they built in you. And here's the other thing as well, right? Let's say you had the customer that calls in and kicks off. I'm not happy with this. I've seen it cheaper elsewhere. I'm not happy with your service. Blah, blah, blah. Guess what? Worst comes to worst. No problem, sir. Send us the coin back and we'll issue a refund. They basically just refunded their problems away. There were customers that had spent time buying products with us. They'd come back to us months down the line. Oh, I'm not happy with this. You sold me all these coins and I found out they can get them much cheaper. In some circumstances, the company would just have all the coins back and issue a refund if they were worried they're going to kick up a stink. They literally just refund their problems away sometimes. Right? Yeah, they get more stock, exactly. Yeah, they buy it back from the customer for 600 quid. Oh, the price has gone up to 800, so we can sell it again for 800 now. Right? Here's a real disgusting aspect, though. Here's a real horrific aspect for you, okay? Listen. What medical condition has an impact on old people quite a lot? What sort of conditions can impact someone's ability to, make a purchase? Dementia, Alzheimer's, right? The policy on that, don't ask, don't tell. We would sometimes have cases, because obviously, there wasn't, obviously, if you're a salesperson on the phone, like, I'm not saying that it was a specific thing to target patients, people that have got Alzheimer's or whatever, but if you got someone on the phone making a big purchase, and there wasn't any, fucking yeah, go for it. There was a few occasions where you'd have the daughter call up, excuse me, you've sold £10,000 of coins to my granddad. He's got fucking Alzheimer's. You don't know what the fuck's going on. What's happened here? Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. If you just send through the information, will it be sure to issue? Lo and behold, information comes through. Guess what? Coins come back, refund gets issued. Bang. Refund your problems away. Easy peasy. Easiest thing in the world. I saw it loads. I saw it happen loads. Just refund the problems away. Because you've got to think about it. The customer's happy, right? Everything's back to how it should be. They're normally fine. They're not going to kick up a fuss about it. Oh, thank you so much, Chud, for helping me with this. I was really worried about it, but you put me at ease. Then there were the ones where it's like, there's dementia noted on the account. It goes to another agent. Oops, they've sold him another coin. Oh, didn't realise they had dementia. Sorry about that. Oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. Hopefully they won't call it again. And here's another thing as well that you might be thinking, right? Here's another thing that you might be thinking, possibly, right? How is it, then, that if someone has spent 20 grand collecting coins, and then they go and try and sell them, and they're only worth 10 grand, well, what about that? When people kicking up a fuss, phoning you up going, oh, I've tried to sell my coins, and they're only worth 10 grand, I spent 20 grand on them. Guess what, though? Here's the real kicker here. Guess what? Most of the time, when the coins are being sold en masse like that, the fucker that bought them's dead. Because remember, this is supposed to be for an inheritance. Okay? The fucker's dead. He's in the fucking ground. Or in the fucking morticians. Getting fucking his body filled full of that fluid. So fucking Mr. Jones, who spent 20 grand with me, right? Good old reliable Mr. Jones. Phone him up every Monday morning. Get a couple of grand out of him. Lovely. He spent 20 grand. Okay. He carks it. He's dead. Mr. Jones has passed away. What a tragedy. Okay. Miss Jones, granddaughter of Mr. Jones, comes along. Oh, what are all these coins here? Oh, these look good. Oh, I'll go and see how much they're worth, right? Maybe the receipts aren't there. Maybe they are. You're not going to spend all your time looking through it. You've got a whole house of stuff to sort out. Mr. Jones had a lot of shit. You got all this stuff to sort out. You're not going to go looking for all the receipts. So you take it to a dealer. And the dealer goes, I tell you what I'll do. I'll give you 8k for these coins, job lot. I'll give you 8k. The granddaughter's like, £8,000? Whew. Yes, please, that'll do. Little does she know how much has been spent on them. All she's seeing is the 8k. Lovely. Lovely stuff. And guess what? If Miss Jones calls up and kicks up enough of a fuss, kicks up enough of a stink, guess what the company will do? That's right. They'll just refund all the coins. If it's that bad, if it's that severe, if there's a risk of going to the press, or it's going to leak out, or something's going to happen, just refund them. Problem solved. Refund. You get a refund. And that's an old meme, but you get the idea. Yep, they can just refund anything they want, you know? Oh yeah, they're making money hand over fist. So there we go. That is how it's not exposed. Because who's going to find out about this, really? It's a very niche industry. I mean, how many people in chat knew about this before I told you about it?